Hi everybody, and welcome back to Insight from the Torah portion. And this week, Parashat Truma and also Chodesh Adar. So we will have a lesson about how to be more happy and avoid obsessive thoughts. It will be a CBT tools. We actually will learn two tools how to deal with those annoying thoughts. And as usual, I will connect it to Parashat Shavua. And let's start. So this week, Parashat Truma, in the Torah, Hashem explains exactly how to build the Mishkan. He goes to all the details, which each tool of the Beit Mikdash or the Mishkan, what it needs to be from, which elements, what it should be covered with exactly from what it's made, if it's from wood or from gold, and where exactly it will be its place in the Mishkan. But in our life, not everything is so clear and exact and obvious. And a lot of times we have doubts if what we did is the way it should be. We worried maybe we forgot to do something important, or we may be afraid that something bad will happen in the future. And sometimes those thoughts are really don't give us space, and they go with us all day and annoy us. And we might be influenced by them many hours and not able to go back to our work or to our studies, and they're really annoying us. So I wanted to teach you two tools, two keys, how to deal with those thoughts. And those tools are taken from the book of Pua and Wilson from 2019. The name is Enough to the Obsession. So I want to stop for a second and talk about annoying thoughts. What are they and how exactly we deal with them usually? So annoying thoughts are thoughts, or obsessive thoughts are thoughts that are kind of coming again and again, and they bother us. They make us stop our work or study, and usually people, the way they react to it is they go deep into the thought. They try to understand what their meaning is, or they're trying to avoid them or fight the thoughts. But all those techniques actually give attention to those thoughts, because they say, okay, here's my thoughts, and I just deal with them, and it kind of doesn't let me do my regular things. So all this kind of paying attention to the thoughts, give them space, and then it makes the problem worse instead of solving it. So what they say we should do is, instead of trying to avoid those thoughts, we actually need to accept them. And there's a class about the 4 challenges, how to deal with OCD. It's a different video. And there in the 4th tool, I explain widely about accepting the thought. So you should go back to that class and listen to it if you didn't hear it yet. But now I want to give two tools, 2 keys, how to deal with those thoughts. So the first key, it's called to give us space between the thoughts. Meaning, I'm not going to avoid this thought. I'm going to wait with it. I'm going to pause it and say, okay, I will deal with this thought later. But I don't say, okay, later in 1 year. I say, no, I'm going to deal with this thought in another 10 minutes or 5 minutes, like something in the near future. But I say exactly when, like, okay, I'm going to think about these thoughts in 5 minutes, and for how long I'm going to think about it. Like I'm in the next, after 5 minutes, I'm going to worry about it for 10 minutes. Okay, because if there's something that really bothers me, I can wait with it for 4 hours, but for 5 minutes, I can wait. And the thing that I decide in how long I will worry about it and for how much time, it makes me in control, because instead of the thought all the time bothers me and doesn't let me do my things, now I decide when I will deal with it and for how long I will deal with it. And this way I can break the circle of those thoughts. And in the same class about the 4 challenges, I explain about this thought process of coming back and back. So I will put a link in the bottom of the video. There will be a link to this class, the class of the 4 challenges. So you can go and listen to it to understand it better. So this tool, it has 2 steps. So first, we understood that we need to wait with this thought. And the second thing we said, after we decided for how long we will wait, we will also decide for how long we will deal with it. And the idea is every time I'm going to expand the time I'm waiting. Like if the first day I said, okay, I will wait 5 minutes, and only after then I will worry about it for 10 minutes. So maybe in the second day I can say, okay, now I can wait 10 minutes till I worry, and I will again worry for 10 minutes. And then when the 10 minutes come, I need to see, maybe I'm able to wait another 5 minutes before I worry about it. And then after that 5 minutes come, maybe I can wait another 5 minutes. I don't say, okay, right away, wait for an hour, because that would be too much. It would be too hard. But take small steps, and the idea is every day or every time you make the space bigger. Like you wait for 20 minutes before you worry about it. You wait for half hour before you worry about it. And it's very important that in this time that you're waiting, that you said, okay, now I'm not worrying about this thought, you actually do something that takes your attention. You don't just sit and wait for the time to go by till you can worry about it. You actually pick up the phone and talk to a friend, you go back to your work, you do something for your studies, you go on a walk, you do something that takes your attention, and when the time is finished, then you go worry about the thing. But research showed that when people wait a few hours till they go back to it, because eventually it will count to be a few hours. They begin it's 5 minutes, then 10, then 20, then half hour, then hour, then it will be a few hours soon, Bezrat Hashem. So when it comes to be a few hours, when you go back to those annoying thoughts, they're not so annoying like they were in the first place. It's easier to get rid of them after that. So that's the first key. The second key starts in the same way, but it has 5 steps in it. And after that, I will summarize those 2 keys, okay? So don't worry. So in those obsessive thoughts, sometimes we have like weird thoughts or thoughts that makes us afraid, and those thoughts are part of our life. And usually people, they don't give it so much significance, they just continue. But when somebody takes the thought and start to interpret, oh, what it means, if I think that thing, it probably means that I'm a bad person, or maybe it means that that thing actually will happen, and can I stop it? And as we said, like all this thinking about it, give it space. And we don't want to give space to those bad thoughts. So we want to think about this thought as something that just comes into our mind and goes. And then it's easier to let go of this thought. So in order to do that, we need 5 steps. The first step is, when does bad thoughts come, I stop and I accept it. I don't try to avoid it. I don't try to understand what it means. I just accept, okay. I can say to myself, okay, this obsessive thought about XYZ came to me again. I acknowledge I have this thought. The second step is to be aware of my emotional reaction. What do I feel? Do I feel ashamed? Do I feel worried? Do I feel afraid? What do I feel? In the third step, I say to myself, it's okay, it's normally to feel obsession for a second. Everybody, thoughts come into everybody's heads and go away. It's normal, it's okay. The fourth step is, instead of saying, oh, those worries are real, they're going to happen, stuff like that, I'm going to say to myself, my obsessive are not realistic. It's something, I'm worried too much, it's not normal. And I'm not trying to understand what's the meaning of these thoughts. I just say, okay, this thought is not realistic. And then the fifth step, and here is the main new idea, is I want to change my reaction to the obsessive, to the thought. So if till now I would just think it or say it to myself, I want you from now to sing it, to sing the thought, like take the happy birthday tune and sing that thought in happy birthday tune, or give those thoughts a name, like a funny name. Like for instance, I was treating a kid that he was afraid from monsters. So we took the monster and we gave it a funny name. We call it Cake. And you can draw the thought, and also like for instance, we drew that monster. So then after that we drew to it also like a mustache, and we put sunglasses for it, and put some jewelry on it, and made it kind of funny and friendly. Another thing is you can write a song for this obsession, or you can think about the good end, that what will happen, because the obsession is about like something bad. So you can actually think, oh, how the good end will look like. And another way called to write down the obsession, the thought, the bad thought, to write it down. And it means that you need to write every single thought you have, very, very specific. to explain all the emotion that comes with it and exactly how it feels, and to use so many words and explain it detailed. And if you still feel worried, you just continue to write all the things you feel. And it's obviously, you will see very soon that the words are repeating themselves, and because that's the way of those thoughts. The thoughts are like a circle. They just come again and again and again, and writing it down shows us how ridiculous it is and how it's doesn't make sense, because it's just repeating itself. And also it takes so much effort to sit down and write it every time that you have the thought, that it will help you stop this obsession. So now I want to summarize the two tools. So the first tool we said, and also the second tool, they both start with giving attention to the obsession. We don't avoid it. We don't try to say, okay, it doesn't exist. We actually say, okay, now I have this bad thought again. And instead of thinking, oh, I must stop those thoughts, or I must avoid those thoughts, I say, I acknowledge, I accept that I have those obsession thoughts. Okay, so that's in two of the keys of that. But in the first key, the next step is to choose a time in the near future that then you will go back to that thought, and you will worry about the thought for specific time, like in 5 minutes, I will worry about it for 10 minutes. And in those 5 minutes, I'm not worried. I'm going to be occupied and be using the time usefully with actually concentrating on something else. And after those 5 minutes go, I can put like alarm or something that will turn on in 5 minutes. And then when the 5 minutes ends, I check, can I wait another 5 minutes? If I feel I can wait another 5 minutes, I wait another 5 minutes. And then when this 5 minutes wait go away, I finish them. I'm like, okay, can I wait with this worry a little bit more? If I feel like, no, I must think about it now. So, okay, now for the next 10 minutes, I'm worried about it. And again, put the alarm, and after the 10 minutes finished, I'm not worrying about this thought anymore, going back to my thing. And then again, I feel like I need to worry about it. So I say, okay, now I will wait 10 minutes. And then when the 10 minutes stop, I see, can I wait another 5 minutes? And every day, every time, I make the space bigger and bigger. And we will see that after I waited few hours to deal with this thought, the thought won't be so overwhelming like usual, and it will be easier to like let it go. So that was the first key. The second key is to change the reaction, and there's 5 steps to it. And in the 5th step, we're actually changing our reaction to the thought. So as we said every time, the first step is to stop and accept the thought. And the second step here is to to be aware to your emotion reaction to the thought. And then you say to yourself, it's okay to have obsession. It's normal. It's only for a minute. And then you say to yourself, okay, but those obsessions are not, doesn't make any sense. I don't try to understand what's the meaning of this thought. I just change my reaction to the thought, and that can be by singing the thought, or writing it down, detailed, or drawing it, or doing like a different way to react to those thoughts. So that was the 2 tools. And I didn't introduce myself in the beginning. So whoever doesn't know, I'm Shira Polon, and I'm a CBT therapist. I do Zoom sessions of therapy online, and you can contact me with the information down below in the box. And if you find this video useful, I will be happy if you in the comments say what you thought. And also if you register to this website, to the channel, and share this video with friends that those ideas can help them. And let me know what you thought, if you tried it, how it felt. And see you Bezrat Hashem next week. Bye.